into it. Oh, I'm such a bad person at this conversation. This is one of the math people conversations.
Yes.
I did look into the gear that is coming out and looked at what's in Imperial City. And I think it's really cool, but even as someone who's not a math person, I could already go, okay, I need that one and that one and that one.
Yes.
And I didn't do any math. It was just blatantly obvious. And I wish it wouldn't be that way. I also felt that, because I'm a Magicka person mainly, so that's all I really know in terms of, putting a build together. But I felt like they were trying to force me into a corner with some of those 5-piece sets. I guess not all 5-piece, but like, here, if you use Wall of Elements, we'll use this. It's like, well, I don't use Wall of Elements, man. You're gonna make me grind for 12 more staffs to get one that's not for Wall of Elements.
Yeah, let's go over some of these in different orders here. So let's go over some of the Maelstrom stuff. I'm using some of it here while I run through some of these areas here.
I can follow along. Good.
Yes. Okay. So let's talk on the Maelstrom sword. Basically, it's a tanking type of thing because it's supposed to use the sword and shield. Low slash is going to grant you 1290 additional damage and restore additional stamina to your next fully charged heavy attack. While equipped, grants additional physical and spell resistance. I'd say it's average. I still prefer the Master Sword, which gives health back as well as max health. But that's from DSA, and that's still a vet 14 at max. So this is good in certain cases here, but I don't know. I have to see.
When you're tanking, you have a time for a fully charged heavy attack?
Well, this is for a fully charged heavy attack on a DK, you have to do it. You have to, because with the blocking changes, now you have to weave in heavy attacks to get a lot of your stamina back, plus also weave in Nirnhoned abilities. So that does make sense. So basically, it's good. The only thing I kind of dislike about it is the fact that the low slash is also forcing you to now do an additional ability to get you extra stuff to it. And you have to do it within 5 seconds, so you have to animation cancel on or attack weave into that as well. So I'm so on it myself. The Master Sword, which they didn't include with this package that they gave to us, basically every time you use puncture, you're getting health back, and you're basically getting your max health back too. Low slash I don't really use a whole lot as a tank. I use heroic slash. I don't know if this is going to work with that as well. I'd have to test it out to see, but. It also comes in weighted, which I guess is what they expect us to use with this. So that's what that is right there. Now, next up is the healing staff. Regeneration restores 248 magicka, which is probably rapid regeneration, right? To you when you critically heal a target. Can occur every 4 seconds. Equipped, it also gives you an additional 688 spell critical. So how do you feel about that as a healer?
As a healer, and that's what I do. Once again, sorry if I'm wrong, folks, because I'm not a math person, but that sounds fantastic to me. I have not upgraded out on my healer set yet, but when I do, I know that they haven't offered us any here is your healer set in a neat little package with the name healer set. So I know that I need to go for those types of things. I need spell crit so that my heals crit. I need magicka because that's what I'm using constantly. And it all works together. They're giving you additional spell crit, plus they're giving you magicka when you spell crit, and they're already helping that. So I think that's beautiful that they're doing that. I like that staff.
Yeah, I think this also. Yeah, I also think if I remember right, some of the Imperial stuff gives you when you critically heal people, you also give like damage shields on them too. So that might work out well with some of those. So you might find some interesting builds with that. I don't want to cross too much into the other stuff as well, but I see some stuff that's going to synergize kind of nicely here, just from my own knowledge. Maelstrom Mace, same thing as the sword. Lightning Staff, like you mentioned before, Wall of Elements. Take an additional 1,609 additional damage from your light and heavy attacks. While equipped, grants you 227 additional spell damage. Now,
The only one who uses wall elements is Res Rider.
Well, I know people who used to use this a lot, but then it just like kind of fell the wayside because it kept getting crappier and crappier when they took away the stacking part of it, right?
Yes.
And
that was a long time ago.
Yeah. And how long does a wall of elements last at this point? I mean, I could see this. Not long. It's like 8 seconds, 10 seconds at most.
Ooh.
Let's take a look here real quick.
6 seconds for the standard one.
Mm-hmm.
8 seconds if you get the one that increases size and duration.
Yep. Okay. So
but the one that explodes is still 6.
Yep. 8 seconds. And if you're going to do a fully charged heavy attack, with that is going to be a good 2 seconds. So you might get 4 attacks off with that. The medium attacks, light attacks, you could probably get off a lot quicker with that. I don't know how good that is though. In addition, it doesn't say it's like it doesn't say it's unmitigatable or anything like that. I could see a set with this if it was like, I don't know, sort of like the what do you call it? The Shield Breaker Light, I guess you could put it. Shield Caster or Shield Breaker Light Caster or something like that, where you could use the Wall of Elements here to do additional damage, but it's straight up damage, so I can't see it really being that useful for a lot of people.
Well, and wall of elements, it's just like, oh, you put that wall down. Okay, here, let me just sidestep. All right, let's fight again. And there's your useless wall of elements over there.
Yes, exactly. Okay, next, daggers and axes. Your Fury grants you a 3,096 additional weapon and spell damage.
Sorry, what weapon are you on right now?
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're right. I skipped over the greatsword here. So basically, we had lightning, inferno, and ice, which is all the same with the crushing wall enchantment there. Greatsword, I should get into that. I'm actually also using the Maelstrom Maul here too. Your critical charge deals an extra 5,180 physical damage over 5 seconds. And it equipped, you also get additional 189 damage. Now, a lot of PvPers are going to go for this. I see it a lot of people already use it as a gap closer. So there's really no reason not to use it. The additional weapon damage on it is great. The fact that it comes in a maul is terrific for a lot of these guys. So I don't see any reason they wouldn't use it. As a stamina-based user, I would be looking to get one of these here. Probably the maul, but the sword looks kind of cool too.
Okay.
And if I remember the DSA version of this, it was only the sword, and it only affected, I think, Carve or Brawler, and it does extra bleed damage, which is kind of sucky.
And bleed damage is probably one of those things where target is immune.
Kind of. It's inside PvP. They can, any dot is kind of crappy in general because people could just cleanse it off, dark cloak it off. They can heal through it. They can put a damage shield and kind of mitigate a lot of the damage you get from it. Inside PvE side, you have a lot of mobs that are immune to it. Like, you take a look at a Dwemer, he's immune to it. I think a lot of undead are immune to it as well. Not 100% sure which on the range of it, but bleeds are just not good in general for DPS. This is a lot better though. It's going to do a lot of extra damage on people and all that stuff. And PvE is probably going to be great as well.
Okay.
Next, Maelstrom Dagger and Axe, which are kind of the same set area. Your Fury grants you additional 3,096 additional weapon and spell damage for the next single target damage over the effect cast within 4 seconds. When equipped, grants you additional 94 weapon damage. Has a 50% chance to trigger a per equipped item with this enchantment.
So what are the morphs of Flurry again? Because wouldn't that be the base skill?
Let me take a look
Sorry,
here.
not non-stamina user over here.
Yeah, I use typically rapid strikes. I don't know if it will work with that, because typically that's what people will use on that. But I'll have to reset if I'm going to do that. Actually, let me equip both of these here and see what they do. Okay, so yeah, this rapid strikes. There we go. let's go kill some harpies. Yeah, I'm looking for the effect. I'm not getting it yet.
Did they only give us one dagger on the PTS?
Yes. You get one dagger and one axe.
Oh, okay. So shouldn't you have a 100% chance to trigger it right now? Because has a 50% chance to trigger it per equipped weapon with this enchantment.
Let me...
So two 50s together is 100.
Yeah, 50% chance to trigger per equipped item on this. I don't know if that would be 50% times 50%, so it'd be 175%. It could be. I don't know. I've known games to do math like that before.
I know they do math. That's for the math people. Hallelujah, math people. Thank you, because
so yeah, this
when
one
you figure out the easy answer, just tell me to do this.
Yes.
Helps me out.
This one confuses me a little bit, but it could be that I have to have that specific morph to get that. So I might have to have flurry on.
See, and if they're gonna play that game, I think that's pretty cruel. That you have to have a specific morph.
Well,
to find this, we're unsure if it works that way. We want to make this clear. We don't know.
Yes.
But if you had to have that specific morph, I think that's cruel and unusual, and should not happen with something that you have to work very hard to get.
Well, that's how they've done it with the other ones, though. Like most of the other ones work the same way. Like I said, like for the bow one from DSA has been like poison injection. It doesn't affect the canceling one. For the two-handed one, you have to use like I said, the carve, I believe, instead of the brawler version of it. I could be wrong on that.
That's
you have to
ridiculous.
use. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't, but it's. I think the reason they do it though is to make it so like some of these unused morphs are better than the others if you get these items. So yeah, you have to go through a respec.
I have to work really hard to use a shittier morph.
But the shittier morph is then put above the other morph because you have these items then.
Maybe.
That's kind of what the mentality of it is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Relax. Okay. And then finally, the Maelstrom bow increases the damage with volley 161 per tick. Increases 56 after 0.5 seconds. After equipped, also grants additional 189 spell damage. It's not great for PvP. It's going to be better for PvPers, in my opinion. Or, sorry, not great for PvP, better for PvEers. Because a lot of PvPers don't use volley. People don't stand and stuff enough to do it. So, PvE, it's definitely going to be useful, especially if they're using, like, Evil Hunter and hiding in a corner type of use of that, too.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. I'm not 100% sure on this. With the traits for these, how did they do that this time around?
Well, the traits for these it's random. That's how it's going to be done for all of these here. So
but like with IC, with Imperial City, they made it so that out of the chest you can't get a training sword.
Yes. I'm not sure about that.
One of the ways. Yeah, out of the chest you can't, but off a dungeon drop you can.
Yeah.
But at least out of the chest you can.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So did they take those shitty traits out of these?
I'm not sure entirely. No, I'm not sure.
Okay,
if they didn't, it's you're gonna get some stuff, but you're gonna get some skunk items anyways. There's
at least it gives you a little better chances though.
Yeah, it's still gonna be RNG with some of the traits here, unfortunately. I at least know that you're still gonna have traits you don't want, even if you don't get training. You're still gonna get like, I don't know, well fitted or some. For these, it's probably gonna be something else. But like, you're probably gonna get like a defending on like a bow build, and be like, well, why do we need that?
But at least if they take out the really terrible ones at max level, they absolutely have their uses. But if you take them out of the selection, your chances go up a fair bit.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, like the one thing that I think every caster wants, Nirnhoned, is not going to be on these. Because they've already said Nirnhoned doesn't come on anything outside of Craftable, which I think is something they really got to address at some point. It's it's basically the sharpened for Magicka builds, but you can't get any of these master weapons ever with it. So it always puts Magicka builds that much lower than stamina builds in certain cases.
And you will be able to find Nirn everywhere in Craiglorn.
Craiglorn only. they said not here.
Everywhere in
not here.
Craiglorn.
Yes.
You had to wait for it.
All right.
Lower Craiglorn will have Nirnhoned.
Mm-hmm.
Nirncrux.
Yes. All right. Now some of the new armor sets here. I am kind of nice, or not kind of nice, kind of happy that they're going to be putting in ring sets from the stuff that's going to be, well, ring and necklace sets from the stuff that's going to drop in Maelstrom Arena. That is a good addition, I think.
I think everybody's happy about that because being able to, that adds build diversity when you can actually start mix and matching. Before in IC, when they're like, here's your weapon, here's your rings.
Yes.
Guess what? Every person wore the same jewelry because it's all there was.
Yes.
There was no differences.
Yeah, and now you're going to be getting this stuff. The agility stuff and willpower stuff is still freaking OP, in my opinion. Like, you're getting a shit ton of Magicka, or a shit ton of stamina, and a bunch of weapon damage, and a bunch of spell power. There's no way you're going to beat that. But you can hopefully get, like, an agility necklace, an agility ring, an agility weapon, and then put in one of these other ones here, so you can mix and match a few more of these other items here to help you out. So,
well, and what I like about it is, sure, maybe you still want that full set, but let's say you've worked your butt off and you can only find one willpower ring, but you found a staff and a necklace. Guess what? As long as that other set has a ring too, you're able to do that. You're able to still get the sets you want and mix and match.
Yep.
Before it's like, oh, sorry, you wanted to use this? Too bad.
Yep.
Because it only comes in armor.
Yes. All right. One of the first sets here. Let's take a look at these individually. Permafrost. It gives you health, magic recovery, and permafrost. Gain a 854 health recovery when you have a damage shield.
Which container are you looking at, bud?
Permafrost.
Oh, you don't know? You opened them?
I opened some of them, yeah. But that should be permafrost there. That's
light, medium, heavy.
Heavy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, it does say on the container. I'm sorry.
Yes. I think this is going to be a great build for tanks that want it, especially Magicka type tanks. And what I could see them doing this is they could probably use permafrost with this plus Willow's Path, and they could possibly make a health recovery build with this.
Do you feel that health recovery matters in this patch?
Well, health recovery in PvP matters because in your heal sets, you don't get as much healing. But I've seen some builds that are like the Regenerator. Basically, it stacks up your health regeneration way, way beyond what anyone would do. And you make a basically annoying, unkillable build because your health regeneration is like in the 3000s. Like, you know, it's high. It's high.
It hit like with a wet noodle.
Yeah, exactly. You don't hit worth crap, but you stay alive and you have so much health and all this other stuff there it does. With Willow's Path, this would be interesting because, like I said, you get the extra 15%. You do it with a healthy class. You might see some interesting stuff with it. I don't think it's like something that you'd really use a whole lot, though, in certain cases. It might make an interesting build. Maybe a tank build at some point, but the tank builds, you'd have to mix in something that has more mitigation, and that health recovery is not going to be enough to keep you up. The damage shield is the key there, which is why I kind of think that would be good. The other thing that'd be interesting would be to see a Sork build with it, maybe. You get extra health recovery with that to help you get your stuff up because you don't have any health or heal abilities with your character. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure 100% what they could do with it, but I could see a couple builds using it. All right. Next is Briarheart. Weapon critical, weapon stamina or max stamina, weapon critical, and Briarhearts. 10% chance when dealing critical damage to create Briar Thorns. So increase your weapon damage by 434 for 10 seconds. And also, while it's active, your critical hits heal you for 588 health. Briar Thorns can only be applied once every 15 seconds. So this is basically a Ravager set version of a PvE set here. I don't know if I'm too happy with it. It doesn't have a whole lot of weapon damage. You have to mix it in with something else. Maybe you can get Hunting's Rage with it as well and just up your critical like just to the max. But I'm not sure how much you could actually do with it with a stamina build. Not. And the RNG chant, the health that it gives doesn't seem to be a whole lot, like 588 per critical.
Mine says 609.
609.
Your critical hits will heal you for 609 health.
Do you have yours in gold?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at the ring, that's why. And I'm purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
So-
588. There we go.
Yep.
But nonetheless, it's not a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it was like 1,000 per health, then maybe that'll be a difference there. But like, I don't know.
Well, and I think when critical builds were a huge thing, this would have been bigger. But now people aren't going for the straight up crit build
yeah, because
as much.
yeah, because most times it's more health it's like pure stamina and pure weapon damage that helps you, not like the critical they have. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. I know people are looking forward to that though. Next set, Parabellum band. This is a stamina-based one, I believe. Stamina, health, stamina, Parabellum. After not taking damage for 10 seconds, gain a 11,000 damage shield. I see this being pretty OP.
And why?
Shield attacking Storks, us Dragonites, Templars with their blazing shield, like any stamina base that has the a damage shield. Keep in mind, if you have a damage shield on, you don't take damage unless it's shield breaker, right? So this is going to reapply itself. So as long as you keep your damage shield up with this and the other one there, you can possibly get a good damage shield up, right?
Okay.
So it's possibly overpowering in certain cases there if you can't get past those damage shields. Zorks have like the best damage shields I know. I know a lot of stamina builds don't stack damage shields with them, but this is just added to that. Plus with some of the Imperial City stuff I know which will also give you damage shields, it could synergize pretty well. Okay. Ring of Glory. Health, weapon damage, Glorious Defender, 8% chance when hit the enemy with a light attack or a heavy attack, you to dodge your next attack against them. That's an interesting set there for tanking, and for PvP I think as well. But like that dodge chance there is kind of RNG.
Yeah, but it's only an 8% chance. Do you think 8%'s really
Spamming help. Spam light attacks is would probably be good. And remember, the dodge here doesn't mean that the it's not an RNG dodge, right? So it's 8% RNG, right? But like you just keep on hitting somebody with light attacks over and over again, hoping that it's gonna hit, and then if it does proc, it's a definite dodge, no matter what. Like so, somebody's like gearing up to like hit you with a major wrecking blow or something like that. You just keep on lighting attacking over and over again, and then boom, you got your dodge without anything. Then they have to charge up the next attack, and you can get like a good.
Okay, I can see how it would work really well with like power up attacks.
Yes. So that's where I could see it being useful. Doesn't provide a whole lot of mitigation. I'm kind of confused about the weapon damage in the 4th slot, which is why I think it's more of like a PvP type set. But it's interesting to say the least. Okay. Next, Ring of the Hunt. This is what I call a Sork build item here, because it's stamina, weapon damage, and then Hunt later. Gain 100 or 1,007. Okay, 1,000 health, 1,000 health, 1,000 stamina. When your pets attack an enemy, you also have recently attacked. Can ever happen on once 5 seconds. Who has pets other than Sorks?
See, and there's already another set out there that's towards pets.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of ridiculous, because do they give my Templar a set specific to only me?
Not
No.
really. No.
But at the same time, they want people to use pets, so they're trying
Yeah.
to make them use pets. I see it, but I think it's ridiculous that you have to give them a set that nobody else wants or can even use.
Yeah. There's only a few.
Like, that's
Yeah.
useless to me.
There's only a few items there that will give you or me pets, which would include the Undaunted Helm. Some of the new sets that we have in here with the
Do those actually count as pets for this?
should, yes. Yeah.
Should.
Should. We can try it out. Somebody will test it, I'm sure. But like the Morcolodin set, which I'm using now, which is one of the ones that will give you a weapon, an animated weapon when you attack your enemies. So some of these here might work with these, but like the one that's really going to benefit from this is going to be the Sork.
Oh, absolutely, and it has to be a stam Sork because a Magicka Sork doesn't want max stamina, and weapon damage.
Oh, and somebody mentioned that the Nightblade Shades would also proc it. So.
Oh.
So okay, there's two people who would probably get their
Okay,
pet.
so
I'm surprised that they're considered a pet.
I was gonna say, really? Like, that's a shadow, man. That's not a pet.
Yeah, pet's something you can actually attack most times. But if that is, it is for more than one. But at the same time, I'd be kind of here.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1. Okay, so back to the task at hand. Next is Trinimex's Valor. Okay, we have magic recovery, magic recovery, and 5-piece bonus is a 10% chance to cast a damage shield on when you cast a damage shield on an ally other than yourself to call down a fragment of Tiamat to heal allies and damage enemies in the area for 3,539. This is going to occur only once every 3 seconds. This is a Dragonite set right here. That's what I feel like. Like, you can do this with Ward Ally, but does this give a 10% chance per person that you put it on? Because
that's you.
Yeah,
that would be intense if it did, but I don't see it doing that because that would be really good if it gave a 10% chance per person, especially for a Dragonite, and I think that would make it a little more too overpowered for a Dragonite versus other classes.
Well, remember, it only works once every 3 seconds. So even if you had I think I can rock shield about 5 people at once, 5 or 6.
It's probably 5 allies
5.
on yourself because AoE cap is 6.
Yeah, that's right. So like 5 people. So that's 10. That's 10% each time and all that stuff. Of course, it's not 50% because calculations or percentages are always calculated differently for each random chance that it has. But still, like you do one rock stomp and you have 5 people around you. That's 10% chance on each one of those to call that fragment and you heal them. If that's the case, I love that because that actually might help the Magicka Dragonites out a lot more with healing and also inside PvP for that. At least that's the way I see it. I don't see that being too overpowered, really. For other casters, would you use this if you were I'm
not saying overpowered on its own. I'm saying overpowered compared to what other classes have for this set.
Well, I don't know. There's the other thing that you can consider too is there is the other set inside Imperial City that gives a damage shield anytime to like up to 4 allies when you take damage. So that might trigger it too. So that'd be interesting.
Or any of your enchantments that proc a damage shield, or I guess that's always on yourself.
That's on yourself, not to allies. Yep. Yeah. So it had to be one or the other, right? So I could see it used for other classes in certain cases, but I mean, I would love to have the advantage. Like the other set here, the hunt one is obviously either benefiting. It's benefiting mostly the Sorks and the Nightblades. This one, if it benefits mostly the Dragonites, I'm happy with that because we have very few sets that we benefit from.
Where's my Templar love?
Well, you get it eventually, I'm sure. What does Templar do again? Oh, they poke things?
And we heal things.
You have a few sets that heal, but everyone can heal now too. I'm trying to think of like.
No, nowadays I think the Templar sets are crossing into being the same as a Magicka DPS set.
Yeah,
Or
kind of.
sorry, a healing set, I should say, not a Templar set.
Hmm.
It's crossing just to be a Magicka DPS set. They're the same thing now. There's no more the healing set.
Hmm. I'm going to skip over the 2 shields here, or the 3 shields here, because I know these are crafted sets, so let's keep on going with the drop sets at this point.
Okay.
Signa of Succession. Okay, this is a 5-piece set here with Magicka, spell damage, Magicka, and when equipped, when rotating your bonus to either flame shock or frost damage, each active element gives changes every 4 seconds. You deal an additional damage with the active element, gaining 429 spell damage.
I need a little more explanation on this, and I'm hoping you can give me that, Hero.
Crushing shock.
To me, flame shock and frost damage, as a Magicka user, that's to me my staff. Well, I'm only going to be using one style, not all 3 at the same time. I can't equip all 3.
What? Well, the one ability. The one ability this is for? Crushing shock.
Oh, right.
Yep, that's
Yeah, I
that.
don't even read the whole thing.
Yeah.
How is that?
You gain rotating bonus to either flame shock or frost damage to activate the element changes every 4 seconds. Now you take a look at your destruction staff when using force shock here. Focus all elements energies on your staff and blast enemy with 9 to 15 flame, cold, and shock individually.
So that's one thing.
Yeah, that counts for that's 3 damages, but it counts for each element as you use it.
Well, it rotates through. Like your flame damage will do more one turn, your shock
Yep.
will do more next turn.
Yep.
But then you're weaving in other attacks, so it might not line up as nicely as you want it to.
Yeah, that's true too. But if it's on frost, for example, right, and you weave in a flame damage or something like that, right? The flame damage doesn't do as much, but then you switch over the next crushing shock after that, then it's switched over to flame, and then you do another flame attack. So you're.
But I guess some people figure out exactly when the flame one is going to proc, but for average Joe Schmo like myself, I'm not going to know when it's flame's turn versus shock's turn versus fire's turn. I'm not going to
Yeah.
keep track of my rotation that close.
Well, no. I don't think they're doing it that way. I think they're just going to be basically saying, okay, your tri-shock, right, or your force shock. You probably okay. There's a couple builds you could possibly use this with, but let's say it's a Sork, because Sorks have both lightning, fire with a fire staff ability, and then they don't have any ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wherever it starts, right? If it starts with fire, your fire staff abilities are going to use it, and then you use a crushing shock, and then you use a lightning ability with I don't know, like explosion or endless fury, is it? God damn it, I can't even remember.
Isn't there the lightning flood, lightning?
Yeah, you have lightning flood. You have that ball of lightning you toss out there. You have the execute with the lightning coming down, crashing down, and all that stuff. And basically, as long as you're rotating in a crushing shock between each one of those attacks, basically if it's on fire, then it switches over to this. If it's on cold, it switches over to this and all that stuff. All that force shock does is basically force the rotation on there. So it's like when it's on cold and you don't have cold, you can go back over to lightning. And then when you use lightning, because you use endless fury, now it's going to be on fire, right? So you can just keep on rotating it using the crushing shock.
So you're telling me this doesn't rotate each attack you do in the background? Like after I do when I do an attack, no matter what element it does, it's not rotating in the background. It's only rotating when I actually do something.
From what I understand on this, it's when equipped, you gain rotating bonus to either flame shock or frost damage. This active element changes every 4 seconds. Okay.
Oh, so every 4 seconds it turns, so I have to keep track of when every 4 seconds is and use the next element.
Or just go ahead and use it, and then every 4 seconds, expect that some of your abilities are gonna boost up in damage.
I guess. Yep.
And the ones that are gonna be the greatest damage is gonna be the force shock, because force shock uses all 3, so you're always gonna have that, right? Then if you weave in with fire abilities and lightning abilities, you have a good chance that one of those is going to do more damage too. And maybe you can put in and recognize if you have like something like a what is it? FTC, Combat Cloud, something else like that. When you hit them with the fire ability and you see it does more damage, then you know to cast more fire abilities, right? Or when you use a lightning ability and you see that the lightning is doing more damage, you use that instead. So you just basically kind of switch off based on what you see there.
Okay, that sounds good. Actually, if we look in chat here, somebody said, wear that set, watch the animation.
Watch the animation. Ooh, okay.
So maybe my side of the story is not to fret about, because maybe there's an animation that shows me if I'm on the fire phase or the... You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't have any... where are you right now, by the way?
I don't know where I am.
Teleport to me if you can. Or right-click on me. Are you still in the arena?
No, I exited the arena and I just kind of wandered down some sandy hills.
Okay.
I'm trying to make my inventory bigger, but I can't.
Okay. Well, while you finish that up there, if you want to come over here and then show me the... If you want to wear the succession, that would be a good way to show it off there, too.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I have to like destroy things or something.
Okay. Make sure you can buy the upgrade inside the guild thing. Or inside
I just tried that, but I have a full inventory, so I don't think I could find them.
Okay. All right.
So, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Okay. Let's go. Let's keep going on through some of these items here. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Signa of Pariah. Health, physical resistance, spell resistance, and mark Pariah increases your physical and spell resistance by up to 800 or 8,217 based on your missing health. This is an interesting set. I think this will actually probably be best on a vampire character, simply because you also get the undeath reduction in damage, and this is based on the mixing health that you have. Possibly good on a Dragon Knight too, because you can use Dragon Blood or Coagulated Dragon Blood to get like 33% of your missing health back, which this would go well with, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to see what we'd have for a build with this, but I could see it possibly using for tanking set.
So I'm just destroying items, and it takes a long time because everything thinks it's a crown store item. So I have to type destroy, and I'm one-handed at the moment.
Oh, sorry. Yep, and from people mentioning in chat here, it puts an R on your feet, let you know what the element is. The elemental ring usually is at your feet. Okay. But
What was that one called again?
Signa of the Pariah.
How come I can't find that set all of a sudden? Oh, because...
You deleted it?
No, I didn't. Pariah?
Yeah.
It's light, I'm guessing?
I believe it's heavy.
Oh.
Mark of the Pariah.
Oh,
Heavy.
there we go.
Yep.
All right. Okay, and... Oops. I'm near the nearest way shrine, by the way. I ported to you.
Okay. Yeah, for the one that we want to take a look at is going to be the Succession one too.
Oh, sorry. Oh, man.
Yeah, we're talking the Pariah, but the Succession is the one that we want to take a look at the animation for.
Yes, okay. Swapping over.
Da-da-da. I'm coming over toward you now.
One, two.
There's a troll. Or giant, I guess.
Oh! Wow, that's very orcish.
The look of it.
Yes. Are you coming to me?
Yes,
Oh,
I am.
good. So, show everyone how orcish it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that fur?
Yeah.
All right, now let's go find something to kill. Ooh. Is that a hamster reindeer crab over there?
Yes, it is. I'll go poke it. Hello.
I don't see any animation. Oh, my dog.
What's that
is
rock
tripping.
around you?
Ah! Sorry. So, did you see an animation?
Oh.
Am I wearing all 5 pieces? Let me make sure I'm not.
Oh, that's my rock animation. That's what it is.
I'm not wearing all the pieces. That would be why. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm missing a 5th piece.
There it is.
Oh, I totally saw it. Okay.
So, okay, yeah, that's frost.
Let's go find something.
Yeah, I don't think you have to. Look at it. It's,
Oh,
it's showing
whoa.
you. Yeah.
It
it's
does
just,
it all the time, even when I'm not in
Yeah.
combat?
Now it's on fire. Now it's on lightning.
See, that could be a little annoying when I'm not in combat.
We'll take off a piece then.
Okay, because that's what I'm going to do while I'm playing the game, is take off a piece of armor so my feet quit glowing at the
Whoa.
ground below them. Okay, so I take back everything I said, and that is really cool now that I know it actually shows you what element you're on.
You know something I just realized?
What?
There is blood animation with this now, too.
The more goriness. Ooh.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, that's good. That's something I'm very happy about. They're adding in more blood animation with a lot of this. So they're definitely showing off a lot more gore and maturity on this. I'm definitely happy with that. All right, so we just went over Succession and what some of that is. Pariah, we were just mentioning there. The more health and physical and spell resistance up to 8,217 based on your messing health. The only thing that bothers me on this, it doesn't tell you how much you have to lose to get the resistance. Like, does that mean I have to be down 800 or 8,217 health for it to give me that much resistance? Yeah, I'll have to
See,
test
but
it
I
out here.
think, hold on. Well, it doesn't tell you the max, but no matter what, if you're losing some of your health, you're going to gain some physical and spell resistance, just maybe not that much.
Yeah.
But you wish it would tell you you gain this maximum at this percentage?
Yeah, exactly. So like 20, based on like when you're at 25% health, that's when you hit the max of your spell and physical resistance. Or, if you if it was like a set number, so like you have to lose 8,217 health to get that much resistance, then you could just stack on health, right? Makes more sense. But if it's a percentage based, then it kind of sucks because now you have to lose more health to get the resistance. You see?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. The final drop set. Oh, go ahead.
That's not the type of set I would personally use anyways, because it's something that I wouldn't directly feel or see the effects of it, I think. So that's not a set I would personally go for.
Yeah, this is definitely a tanking set, and it's definitely something you have to wait, trust to happen on a passive, I guess. But, it could be interesting. Final set that's dropped is the Winterborn stuff. And this is a magical recovery and spell damage, and 5-piece bonus is 5% chance on dealing cold damage to summon an ice pillar for 2 seconds that damage nearby enemies for 4,722 cold damage. Snares enemies while active for 60%.
I think this set sounds really fun. And when I say fun, yes, I mean just fun. I don't know if it will be super effective or not, but it sounds fun to use, especially when I'm out by myself and I run into too much. Because I can equip a frost staff and be like, oh, look, haha, you're now snared and you can't get me because I'm all alone.
Yes.
So to me, this seems useful for that kind of scenario, but I don't know if it would be useful in a competitive scenario.
Well, I'm interested to see, okay, this is a 5% when dealing cold damage and summon an ice pillar for 2 seconds. No cooldown.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm interested to see if we can make a Frost Staff build using Wall of Elements with that Master Weapon and this, and see how much damage you can do. I'd be interested to see that, just to see if you can possibly, with this Maelstrom. Think of me a. There it is. With this Wall of Elements, taking additional damage from related heavy attacks. So you're also giving that, and you're also snaring them back. So trying to do that in arena with the Ice Staff might actually work out strangely well.
Well, and what I really like is the snare, because like I said, I know like when I'm all alone, snares are the world to me. They help me out tons.
Yes. Well, the good thing with the Wall of Elements and the Frost is it also reduces like certain things there too. So Frost, Wall of Frost also reduces enemies' movement speed and immobilizes chilled enemies. Plus, you get an extra 60% reduction on that too. With the Destruction Staff, Frost Touch would also immobilize enemies too. So, like, I could see that possibly working there. It'd just be like a denial build there. But you have to get everything for Winterborn to get that type of build. So, I guess start grinding now.
Start grinding now.
Yeah. All right. Now the other three sets we have are the new crafted sets. Shield of Jewel. I'm just showing off the shields here, but Julianos. You get added spell critical, Maximum Magica, spell critical, and Law of Julianus increased spell damage by 299. So basically, this is the hunting rage of spell damage and Magica builds. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. So how are you going to use this as a caster?
It's not something I picked off the bat on the PTS, but I haven't dived into my version of theory crafting. But it is something that definitely intrigues me.
Yep.
Like I said, it's not something I picked right off the bat, but it does have all the elements that you want as a caster. Because yes, I'm a healer when I'm with group content, but when I'm all alone questing, I need to do well for myself, and that does both. Right? Spell damage is good both ways. Like, it's I like it. It's a good set, and it's crafted. It's easy to get.
Well, the only issue I see with this is, like, except for certain sets that are in this patch, the spell critical and the spell damage doesn't work as well with other sets that you want to get from Imperial City and other drops like that, because, like, Scathing Mage, which works off criticals, wouldn't work with this because it can only be put in with a 5-set bonus that can only go on to worn items, right? And this crafted set would have to either be on your weapon bars here, or it'd have to be on your crafted items here. It can't take up a jewelry slot. So that's the only thing I kind of like. I wish they had something there so you could get that those other sets in there as rings or something like that. But you know, how much can you complain about it? It's going to be the hunting's rage of this, right?
But there you can go ahead and go with like the Julianos, which I'm pretty sure wasn't what was Julianos.
Well, Julianos.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, that is what we're talking about.
Yeah, that is what we're talking about.
Oh, now you made me switch my armor, so I lost the other one I was wearing here.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where I put it now. But there are other sets here that you can add, and I don't know. I like I said, I do a lot of solo stuff, so for me, I understand how people want to max out their spell damage, spell crit, and whatnot, but for me it's nice to have one big bang set towards that, and then I can fill it in with something for maybe, you know, some health or resistance with those sets that do have jewelry. So to me, I don't know, I like the set that has that big bang and puts it all together in one, because then I'm not trying to piece it together from 3 different sets. It's just boom, and then everything I add on there are extra little bonuses.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. Like I said, the only thing I really wish they had is just like another set that works off criticals. Because if it worked off criticals, you get spell critical with this like mad. And the other stuff inside the Imperial City works off spell criticals, but doesn't have any jewelry to it, so you can't get a full 5-piece bonus to it. So you're stuck with either, you know, getting a max of like 4 items and then put another 5 items on from those other items, which then you're not getting spell damage that you want for the 5-piece. So I'm happy to see it. I just wish that they had more jewelry sets that also included stuff that works off criticals. Is all. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Next, a Shield of Trials trial set. Max health, spell resistance, 4% heal taken, and then trial by fire. When you take elemental damage, you gain 5,151 resistance to that element for 4 seconds. You can only be resistant to one element at a time. Interesting.
But that works really well because, like,
Yeah.
think about it.
Very few people
When you're
will use
fighting a
anything else.
boss, they're not rotating through like a player is, man. If that boss does fire damage, that boss just does fire damage.
Yep. Yep. If
So, but I'm guessing that the elemental damage you take, that's which resistance it gives you. Like, does it match? If I take fire damage, does it automatically give me fire resistance? That's
Yes.
the assumption I'm making.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
then that's
understand.
awesome, because I don't care that I'm not resistant to frost when I'm fighting Bogdan.
Yep, exactly. And even in PvP, this works out unless they're using crushing shock. They're only going to be hitting you with one type of element. Like they're going to hit lightning, they're going to hit you with fire. Frost is almost never used inside PvP. So yeah, you're probably going to be good with this and any element too. So it seems like it's a pretty good tanking set for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta think they already have a counter set up for that, the one that rotates through the different elements that people will try to use different elements.
Well, they'll try to use different elements of that, but very unlikely they're gonna use that as much. They're probably just gonna use like their fire-based attacks and just wait for the rotation to work on, and then just guard themselves until that comes up. You know,
I think you could pick a better set if that's all you were gonna do, though.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if they get it through the set here, because it might be easier to get this than it is to get Scathing Mage when you're trying to get it like from the, Vet 16 version from Vet White Gold Tower, right? Mm-hmm. All right. And finally, Maelstrom Shield. Maelstrom Shield here with Permafrost set. Oh wait, that's the same set there. So I'm missing a set, aren't I?
Merkelden.
Oh, I'm wearing that. That's why.
And we have a visitor who would like you to show it off.
I'm wearing it right now. But
so they would like to see it.
Yep. So we're using stamina recovery, weapon damage, and 10% chance when using light or heavy attack to summon an animated weapon. Attack your enemies for 15 seconds. This animated weapon's basic attacks are 3,299 physical damage. So you don't have to do anything else just other than light attacks. Let's see if we can get it coming up here. Nope, not that one.
Can't believe you just killed the bear.
There it is. That little gold weapon there.
That looks like a hammer?
Looks like a sword to me. No. See the one floating around here?
Oh, that was showing up earlier. Except it looked like your bear had a sword. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it gives you a sword that looks like the standard I don't know, orc sword here.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that earlier, and I didn't know if it was a bug or what, because you were wandering around, and because you were walking faster than obviously the sword can fly, it looked like your bear had a sword. See?
Yeah. The bear is actually helping out. So that's it for the craft items there. I don't think I have much else to really cover on any of the sets here. All right.